So welcome to Friday, which only means one thing. Welcome to Runescape free Marketwatch. Now, if you haven't seen Marketwatch before, what we basically do is go through the Runescape free price rises and price falls for this week to discuss any ideas of money making, investments, or any general money makers which are up in price to make you a little bit more in your Runescape free experience. Now, in terms of updates this week, which can affect price rises and what we're going to look into, the beach is here. Again, very copy and paste content, but it's one of those contents which really does work for a lot of people. It's a really nice way to skill. Really good way to sort of get some levels and some XP as well. And also the announcement that they're going to do the first experiment of the microtransaction experiments where they're going to disable Treasure Hunter between the 22nd of July to the 28th, which I think this will have a bit of a bigger impact than what people think. And it'll be really interesting to see if they follow this up with a blog afterwards, just to show how much the GP and the XP and all the other stuff was limited coming into the game. So, without further ado, we are not here for that. We are here for one thing and one thing only. Welcome to Runescape free price rises and price falls for Runescape free Marketwatch. So, price rises, we're going to be hampered by the 110 crafting update again. Again, things are still trying to get to the price it needs to, but this time we can have a bit of an update and see where we currently stand. So, the price of Star Bloom flowers at 7.4k each, of the cloth, Star Bloom cloth at 19.4k. Again, I think it's sort of hovering around that 70-80k mark, still holding its price pretty well, so that's nice to see. We have the different types of player-owned farm wool, which had the demand from Necromancy, which is really good, but involving them in the Masterwork sets as well just means that their price is going to go up. And I think in a minute, I'm going to do a little bit of a moneymaker with a couple of different things related to farming again. I want to compare how the growth potions work for grapes, herbs, and the Star Bloom seeds. But also, I want to look at medium pen farming because I think at the minute, the price of these wools make them possibly viable to do for a nice little daily to make a little bit of cash during the week. But we've got spring, summer, fall, and winter world all up to about that 13k mark. I think there'll be a lot above that in a minute, but again, it'll be good to see how that sits when we do the price checks and we do the videos a little later on. We have ceramic scales up in price, 50.7k there. Platinum stone spirits, 10.2. Star Bloom thread, 1.7. It'll be way above this. It's basically half of where the Star Bloom cloth should be. So I'm guessing around 35 to 40k. And we also have soft porcelain clay, 4.7, still think this is around 15 to 20k, so it's actually a really viable thing to go and mine in AFK, so it's good to see that as well. Now, occasionally we pick things out on this series, and we pick things out sort of investing in stuff. Congealed blood is something we've been talking about for a few weeks now, where it was going to get to the point where it's just too cheap, and because of how good it is and the fact it's needed for overloads and stuff, it would always bounce. So that's made its first little switch up, 144 GP, 13% up. Definitely want to keep an eye on because I think that will go up for a little rise and it'll bounce back down and just settle where it needs to as well. We have iron ore 866 GP each, extreme ranging potions up 6.6k there. Very rare these go up in price, so very interesting to see how this goes. And with that going up, maybe the overload supplies will follow. Again, we've had it announced that there's going to be no proteins used for the next double XP, and maybe that's a big detailed video we look into because I think the prices leading up to the next double XP are going to be wild. We have standard bones, 296, springs, 2,000 coins each, silverhawk feathers, 3.6, already a little bit expensive for silverhawks. And silverhawk feathers are one of those items which seem to have had a big rise and then always have a little bit of fallback, but then always seem to rise higher with each go. 3.6k is a price which you wouldn't have expected a couple of years ago. These were really in the dirt in terms of the price, and 3.6k really isn't that bad. We have Star Bloom pieces, which again will be wildly outpriced. Teak planks 228, Greater Necroplasm 384, a Willow Wood Spirit 7.9k, and Potato Cactus 605. Again, very similar to Congealed Blood, another one we picked out a while ago. Potato Cactus went to a point, it was too cheap, so it had to go up eventually anyway. We have Virtus boots and gloves, robe legs, top and mask, all up in price here as well. Again, mainly because they're used for the Masterwork sets, they will kind of like balance out to the ratio of the essence compared to the price, and it seems roughly that 13.1 mil seems to be where it is per essence. But again, really good demand on necks, makes necks a little bit more GP per hour. Even if you got a boots or gloves, you wouldn't really be that mad now because it's a bit because it's gone up in price a bit. It's a bit of a better drop than what it was before. Berserker ring 9 mil per hour, black plate body 3.3k, goblin mail 3.6, ripper demon contract 113, and a scroll for a Calgarian 5.7 mil. We have Spark Chitin 744, Weapon Poison Triple Plus Flask 84.1k, Raw Rocktail 1,000 coins each, and don't panic everyone, Grenwall spikes have gone up. plus 7 GP to 88 GP each. Again, if you've been a sort of member of the channel for a while, Grandma's was one of the investments I invested in a while ago, and it just blew up in my face. I bought these for about 400 to 500, thinking they were cheap, and they've done nothing but go down since. So to see these up, it's wild. The porcelain clay in the dry form, 3.3k each. Batwing, 7.7. Elder Wood Spirit, 8.1. Mudrune, 732 GP each. And Infernus Pyroclast, 1.3k each. Super Restore, 2.5. The Ek Kill, 1.4 bill. Cooked Rocktail, 693. Godly Grapevine Seeds still haven't got up to the price we need to be. 2.3k there, grossly out of sync with the price. Absol Creature Wildcard, 89.8k. Nightmare Wildcard, 11.1. Great Ghostly Ink, 10.6k. Coconut going up in price, 7.2k. Again, I have a video about this. Coconut is the easiest moneymaker in the world. You can harvest it, turn it into milk, so many different things. Very good way to make a little bit of GP. Augmenters, 487. So if you've got invention items in your pouch, you can turn them into augmenters and get some money from invention. Powder Burials is 280.9k. So really differing sort of set here in price rises this week. There's some like skilling items. There's Virtus, which has gone up quite heavily in price. Raw Rocktails, Cooked Rocktails, Mud Runes. Kind of some items you need to involve in like overloads. So here is an underlying thing that overload supplies or overload secondaries or overload pieces are starting to go up. And that kind of sort of hints towards the PVM updates, which we are due to get very soon with a mask kit and stuff like that. But also, I think that double XP is going to be a wild one for October. For August, I think we're really going to see some price rises and some great ways to make some money. So we're going to ignore all of the cosmetic stuff for price falls. So Earth Runes, 22 GP each. Ascension Keystone, 203.1. And I think nowadays they've all sort of merged into one, which maybe that could be a really good way to do it. I've not seen if that's an update. Let me know in the comments if that's an update, because I've not really read it this week. It's been a hectic week at work and life, so we've missed a couple of things. But so we have some more seeds, obviously from the fallback of the Star Bloom seeds. A lot of people are still doing Massive Farmers. Massive Farmers must print. And again, I might have a little look at that as well for a nice little AFK method. But because of that, all the other seeds are falling quite dramatically. If you're someone who farms a lot of things which require seeds for feed, now's a really good time to pick them up. Very cheap seeds. And again, to feed, player and farm animals can be a nice way to make a little bit of profit off the back if the feed is a lot cheaper than normal. So we have Flax, 99 GP each. We have more seeds. Copper Stone Spirit, 100 GP each. Yew-Wood Spirit, 60 GP each there. An Uncut Moonstone, 222k. And a Cosmic Rune, very cheap at a price of 363. That's a very good buy for Cosmics. Cosmics earlier in the year peaked to something like 800 to 900 GP. So to see them at that price is very cheap. Admittedly, off the back of the runecrafting update, you can do more Cosmics in one go, but it's quite wild to see it at that price. Softplate 932, we have a Fire Rune at 84 GP each. Ascension Bolts going down 3.1k. Maybe that's a slow sell-off. Again, they went really high because there was very little demand. They went very high because there was very little supply, but that seems to be sort of dipping off as well. Cinderbane Gloves taking an absolute pounding because people are doing Moss Golems to feed the Star Bloom seed demand. I do think it could have been added on some more drop tables, even in lower monsters at a much lower rate. I just think Star Bloom Seeds needed to come in maybe another week beforehand just to give the game enough, because people will be churning through that Star Bloom cloth, especially with the XP rates going up. People at this sort of price and GP per XP could see it as a decent rate because it's AFK. We have some Emeralds, 798, Dust Rune, 2,000 coins each, Death Runes, 256, Water Runes at 91 GP each, so quite a lot of runes going down in price. We have Super Anti-Fire, 4 Dose, 25.2k. Ascension Shard, 3.1. Ultra Compost, 6.9k each. Draconic Energy, 451.9k. We have a U-Frame, 50.5k, which may be very long term looking at the double XP in August. That's a very good price and you will make some more money off that as well. More seeds, absolute brutal with the price of seeds, especially if you were someone who had a big stock or was going to flip or long-term invest. Brutal to see the kind of prices he's going to. But if you're a collector, it's great because you're going to have so much more seeds available. A, because more supply is coming in, and also because it's cheaper as well. We have Great Concentrated Blast, 9.5 mil. Again, you can see that they're trying to sort of play with magic and make magic more worthwhile. Could be a good time to pick that up because it'll be a big damage buff. And also a Scripture of Jazz, 5.2 mil. Very good price there because you saw what effect that had with Necromancy. If something changes, you could sort of get a massive damage boost for a very cheap price. And then finally, Malachite Green, 10.4k as well. So Yeah, mixed bag as well for the price falls. Runes on the way down, skilling items as well, like U-frames and some other pieces on the way down. But seed prices are still getting absolutely brutal treatment at the minute. They are going down aggressively as well. Cinderbane gloves, a massive DPS upgrade if you have not got some already, and now's a very good time to buy them because they are cheap. They're coming to the game because people are killing moss golems, so yeah. However, that's going to finish this week's Market Watch. I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. If you haven't seen the brand new Escaping Free to Play series, I'll make sure to have had it in the corner of the video as well. We're up to episode 3 at the minute, and thank you guys so much for the support and all the likes and stuff as well. Really does mean the world, but if you haven't seen it, go and check it out. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.